There's a number of things that most people who are trying to buy a home for the first time need to recognize. Number one, it's a pretty scary process. It's the largest asset most people in the world are ever going to own. You got to be smart about it, but don't overthink it. Choosing a right lending partner is the first thing you need to do. I always tell people is to interview. You should interview 2 to 3 people and get a feel for who you feel comfortable with, and then you're also able to get a sense of what the market is because you'll get a couple quotes. When you're dealing with a lender directly, you want to find out what's the rate, what are the costs, what type of a loan it is, what are your payments going to be, does that payment include taxes and insurance, what's the down payment for the home. Tell them about yourself. What is your job situation, what's your credit situation. I always tell people, pull your credit separately yourself, give that to the lenders, don't let them pull your credit. The credits decrease significantly and the regulations increase significantly. It makes a scary process much harder, and they don't necessarily understand why it's difficult. The lenders and the brokers who are giving them loans have much more regulatory hoops to jump through. It just means that there's a lot more stuff that they're not going to get that's hard to explain because it's legal that the lenders have to abide by. It creates a lag time to close a loan, and it also does increase the cost. Because of the excesses of the past, now you have a tightness in the future, right? So you have this system where people would take advantage of the easiness of credit in the past. They would give you their pay stub, lose their job, not tell you this during the loan process, and then we close the loan and find out you lost your job after the fact. It's fraud. The borrower can go to jail for it, but a lot of borrowers do it. They'll have their uncle buy a home, and then the uncle never moves in. Their nephew moves in and takes over. So that's a big one, straw buying. You got to use just some common judgment, and when we're underwriting loans, we look and we say, so this uncle is 64 years old, who's rented for the last 30 years, suddenly just wants to buy a home. We'll question it more and say, well, why do you want to buy the home?